Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. Coming up tonight, it's a week full of great high school sports action across central Indiana. In the Coach's Corner, we look back at a first football state championship for Brownsburg in 39 years. Plus, our athlete of the week is one of the leaders on the second-ranked Hamilton Southeastern girls basketball team.
Seeing how last year ended for us was something that we always think about going into practice and before games, and just having that feeling really motivates us.
It's a celebration. The Zone Extra starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Zone Extra. I'm Andrew Chernoff. What a great week of high school sports. Football state champions were crowned, while at the same time, basketball was heating up. In the Coach's Corner, Brownsburg football is a state champion for the first time in 39 years. Bulldogs head coach John Hart and a pair of his players are here to discuss their memorable title. Plus, our athlete of the week is one of the leaders on the second-ranked Hamilton Southeastern girls basketball team. We'll introduce you to Royals junior KK Holman. And we connect with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA for our latest edition of Ask the Commissioner. Now let's take a look at this week in high school sports. Last weekend, the football season came to a close with the 6A, with 6 state championship games at Lucas Oil Stadium. The 6A game, a showdown between Hoosier Crossroads conference rivals Brownsburg and Westfield. The Bulldogs fell behind 10-0, but scored the game's next 22 points. And then on the game's final play, Bulldog junior Drew Bostick made this game-sealing interception as Brownsburg wins the state title 22-17. More on this game with the Dogs coming up later in the show. In Class 5A Saturday night, it was Decatur Central taking on Warsaw. First drive of the game, Hawks quarterback Bo Polston to receiver Casimir Hicks, and Hicks does the rest. 38 yards right there, touchdown. Decatur Central leads 7-0. Second quarter, Hawks up 6. How about the same connection? Polston to Hicks. Hawks now up 21-7 after that TD. Fourth quarter we go. Decatur Central cruising up 24 points, and this seals the championship. Pharrell Carter, how about a 74-yard touchdown? Carter finished with 170 rushing yards along with 3 touchdowns. Hawks win their first football state title. Final score, 38-24 over Warsaw.
Man, these kids are so resilient, so proud of these young men. They walked off the field here 367 days ago, red ribbons around their neck, and you could see the passion in their eyes to get back here. They trained their butts off. They were disciplined. They did it for each other. Just so proud of a group of young men with a target on their back all year to get here and get it done. And this coaching staff and this community. Hog Nation, stand out. We got the blue one. Hog Nation, the blue one.
They're still standing up. Class 4A title game on Friday. Number 1 and unbeaten New Pal facing East Noble. The late first quarter, we're tied at 7. Not anymore. New Pal's Jacob Davis to Austin McMahon, and McMahon does the rest. 52-yard touchdown reception. Dragons take a 14-7 lead. Second quarter we go. The lead up to 14 when New Pal adds to it here. Josh Raines scores on the 1-yard run. He had 4 rushing touchdowns in the game. Dragons led by 15 at the break. Third quarter, New Pal cruising. Caden Jacobia, a 61-yard touchdown run here. New Pal sets a 4A state championship game record with 7 rushing touchdowns. It wins 56-26.
We've got everything in line. I think that's such an undervalued part of high school football, is having alignment from your youth league all the way up. And when you've got fans like ours every Friday night that come out and support their team and their boys, it's just second to none. So I'm proud of what we've done. It doesn't go without the hard work of our players, our coaches, the people that volunteer. It's a football community and we love it.
With football season in the books, we turn our full attention to the winter sports calendar, and that includes boys basketball, which tipped off last week. Saturday night, we had a good one at Crispus Attucks as the 3A number 1 Tigers hosted 4A number 5 Lawrence North. Attucks down 3 late in the first half. It moves the ball around here and finds Iman Cousins in the corner. He buries the 3. We were tied at halftime. Third quarter, Wildcats trailing. They saved the ball right here, and that starts the break. Cameron Webster, the no-look pass. How about that? to Kai McGrew with the slam. Lawrence North within 6. Game tied then in the fourth. Tigers trying to break the press. Squirts free, but finds Cousins in the corner, and you know he was going to do that. His fifth triple of the night. Tigers lead for good after that. They win 63-54. Now, through the first week of the season, here's a look at the Class 4A boys basketball rankings. Fisher's number 1, Jeffersonville number 2, while Greenfield Central, Noblesville, and Lawrence North are 3rd, 4th, and 5th, respectively. In girls hoops on Saturday was the Sneakers for Santa shootout at Brownsburg. Lawrence North taking on South Bend, Washington. Wildcats down a point late in the first when Kadria Butler drives down the lane, gets the floater to go. Lawrence North goes in front of Washington. Timeout on the floor. Panthers then up 3 in the second quarter, forcing the turnover right here. Gets the ball ahead to Uriah Wilson. The basket and the foul. Washington led by 12 at the break. Third quarter, Washington's Kira Reynolds goes to work, lays it in right there. Washington gets the 69-50 victory over Lawrence North. So here's a look at this week's Class 4A rankings in girls basketball. Lawrence Central, number 1. HSE is tied for 2nd with Homestead, and then Center Grove is 4th, followed by Plainfield in 5th. And in football news, legendary Sheridan head coach Bud Wright has resigned. Wright told News 8 that his decision came after an ultimatum from high school leaders to either resign or be fired. Wright just completed his 59th season as head coach at Sheridan. He has won the most games in state history with over 450 victories, including 9 state titles. Time for a break, but we have much more ahead on the Zone Extra. Up next, it's the Coach's Corner. And for the first time since 1985, those guys, Brownsburg, the Bulldogs, is a football state champ. Head coach John Hart, a couple of his players are here to break down the season. And still ahead, she's one of the leaders on the state's second-ranked basketball team. We'll introduce you to our Athlete of the Week from Hamilton Southeastern.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. This is the Zone Extra Coach's Corner.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Last Friday night, the Brownsburg football team defeated conference rival Westfield to win the program's first state championship since 1985. Welcome to the Zone Extra. The Bulldogs head coach John Hart, along with senior linebackers Jameer Pendleton and Alex Burke. Guys, congratulations on the state championship.
Thank you.
John, I want to start with you.
All right.
Winning a state title, what's it been like since Friday night?
It's been crazy. The boys were talking about on the way home. It felt like 1,000 cars honking at us, and we had a quick pep assembly in the gym, and the how loud they were and how much enthusiasm it was. It'd get anybody excited.
Alex, school, has it been just like that?
Oh, it's been just like that. It's been amazing. I mean, even if you go out to eat somewhere, there's not a spot where they're like, hey, congratulations, and you're not even wearing a Brownsburg shirt. It's just amazing.
That's awesome. Jameer, I know John was talking after the game, just the support that you guys had inside Lucas Oil Stadium. What was that like? I mean, could you feed off the crowd's energy?
Yeah, we always do. Like, throughout the whole season, the crowd will always, like, go with us no matter where we went. So it's like the energy that they brought, we were able to feed off of it, and that's how we were start the game, with a whole bunch of energy.
Crazy game also. You guys, John, we'll show some highlights of this. You guys fell behind 10-0 early, but then start coming back, and little by little you score the next 22 points of the game, take the lead. What did you tell these guys after that 10-0 deficit?
You know, they're a real calming effect. They don't get real excited or cry on the sidelines. Oh, this, you know, we've lost the game. We just kind of make adjustments, and I have great coaches on the sidelines, and I tell people, you can be the smartest coach in the world, but if kids don't adjust when you teach it, it makes a difference. And we had 9 games this year that we won on the last possession of the game.
Which is nuts. And Alex, this was another one of those, obviously, and here it is. I mean, this is the play when Drew Bostic intercepted at the goal line. What was going through your head on this play?
To be honest with you, I didn't know what to think. I was just watching that ball soar through the sky. And once I saw Drew jump up, I knew he had it. And I mean, that's it. It's just a beautiful thing.
And Jameer, because you guys had been in so many close games where you scored at the end, was there an extra confidence level, like, we've done this before?
Yeah, I feel like, as people have said before, defense wins championships, and I feel like most of the times that we have been on the field for the last drive, we always came out on top, so I had confidence when we went out there.
I know, Alex, you sort of referenced right there that it sort of is a blur, and the celebration, I'm sure, was very similar to that. When you guys are hoisting the trophy, celebrating right after this play, either of you guys, what was that moment like when you've taken a step back now and looked back on Friday night?
I mean, to this point right now, I still just can't believe it. I mean, through all the things we've gone through, and then making it to that point where you're sitting there looking at a trophy above your head, and it's just unbelievable. Still can't believe it.
Jameer, when you put your hands on the trophy for that first time after the game, what's going through your head?
I was like thinking about all the moments that led up to this, not even just for the high school ball, just coming up from like grade school playing football throughout the whole life, knowing I've been playing with these guys like my whole life, and all the adversity that we went through to make it to this point, it just meant a lot. John, you've coached a lot of teams. What was so special about this one?
I think it was resiliency, and the two, with the one we won at Warren and the one we won at Wrights, we had so many pivotal moments in those, but nothing like 9 games. 9 games to come back and to win, and the crowd at Lucas Oil. I got to throw something in with our community and our student body. In all the years I've went and just watched or been a part of, I've never seen. We must have had 17, 18, maybe 20,000 people there. It was amazing. Amazing stuff, and they had a lot to cheer for you guys about, because just look at what you guys accomplished this year. It's crazy. 13-1 record, 32 points per game, first state title since 1985. Could you guys as players, Alex and Jameer, feel the community understanding the gravity of what you guys were doing?
Yes.
What stood out when people would come up to me like, hey, my parents played on that team, or my grandparents? Did you guys hear that a bunch?
I heard a lot over Instagram. Actually, a lot of those guys were like DMing us pictures of their rings and showing us what they had done last time they were up. And they were like, you guys are up now. So we got a lot of that.
That's pretty cool. And your coach, he made history. I don't know if you guys know this. First coach to win state championships with 3 different schools. You did so with Evansville Wrights, Warren Central, now with Brownsburg. What does that mean to you? I coached at some great places, to be honest. And we have been so close here at Brownsburg, and you feel like you're making the run, and you kind of get snake bitten. And then this team, with all those close games, you just didn't know when it was going to happen, but you knew it was going to happen. I'd like to kind of throw back to the previous 8 teams I have had, and I'm sure there's a lot more between 1985, where you just feel like, man, if we just got one break, we might have been the same team as this one. But to celebrate it with these guys is amazing. Crazy stuff. Real quick, guys, about 10 seconds. What does Coach mean to you?
Oh, man. He means a lot, to be honest. I mean, knowing that he's coached me from, sophomore year, I would say, because coming out there on scout team, I knew since then they were still moving me around a little bit, but I knew that they were going to try and make me fit for the team, because he always tried to find a spot for me to make sure I was getting in, putting in the work, because he believed in me.
Awesome stuff. Hey, John, congratulations.
Thank
well
you so
done.
much.
Great job, guys. Entertaining, as always, all season long. Thanks for all the highlights. And, hey, celebrate this one for a long time. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Still ahead on the Zone Extra, it's time for our Athlete of the Week. She's the junior point guard leading the second-ranked team in the state. Coming up, meet Hamilton Southeastern's KK Holman. Plus, we reveal our Play of the Week. Stick and stay. You're watching the Zone Extra.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Hamilton Southeastern girls basketball is off to a great start this season. The second-ranked Royals entered the week with a perfect 7-0 record. A key reason for the team's success is the play of its junior point guard. KK Holman leads the Royals in rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks per game. She's also third on the team in scoring. ESPN actually ranked Holman as one of the top 50 players in the class of 2026. Her recruitment's picked up as well, with offers from programs such as Oregon, where her mom played in college. Holman says she is proud of her growth on the floor at HSE, but knows there's still room for improvement.
I think creating more for myself, still getting those passes to my teammates and getting them open with all the screens, but I think creating more for myself to get those open shots that I've been working so hard on is something that I need to take advantage of. She's always going to be out there competing. I mean, she's always got that challenge of guarding the best player, trying to disrupt what
the other team's doing, trying to get her hands on things. I mean, she leads the team in deflection. She leads the team in assist. She's right up there in rebounding. Whatever we need of her, she's out there ready to do. She still does things within the offense to do things that not only are work for her, but more importantly, work for our team.
My coaches and myself have been pushing for this year, being more vocal, holding my teammates accountable is something that, as a leader and a point guard, I should be doing a lot more this year.
The one thing that we've been trying to challenge Kennedy about is, hey, you be that leader out there. I mean, you're leading by example, now become a little bit more vocal. And you can see that starting to come out of her, and I think that's going to be that next big step for her, is trying to get more vocal and do those types of things, and you're starting to see that.
I think we have a big grudge on ourselves this year, and we have a bunch of more like high standards for ourselves as well. Seeing how last year ended for us was something that we always think about going into practice and before games, and just having that feeling really motivates us to a new level.
Congrats to KK. Do not forget, Wish TV's got a brand new sports app. Get out your phones right now, scan that QR code on the screen, and download the free All Indiana Sports app. You can find more on this story, plus all things Central Indiana High School sports and much more. Get the All Indiana Sports app today. Time for a break, but still more to come on the Zone Extra, including our play of the week. Plus, it's the latest installment of Ask the Commissioner with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Time now for Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and bring you his answer. So here is this week's question. How exciting is it for you seeing high school students get hands-on broadcasting experience through events on the IHSAA Champions Network?
It's just another avenue for students to be able to show their skill set. And, you know, our Champions Network has over 100 education-based broadcast programs in the state of Indiana. And so that's, you know, obviously that's students learning to be broadcasters. And they can either be behind the camera or on-air personalities. And it's really some neat stuff out there. I recently participated in a college game day type atmosphere before a high school game. And they were dressed up in suits and had an anchor desk at the football field and all kinds of special guests. And it was really neat to be part of it, but also see the creativity that our students are exhibiting in their craft, and which would be broadcast in this case.
These kids are doing a great job as well. Time now to take a look at our play of the week. Each week we feature one of the top plays from the world of high school sports in Central Indiana. Plus, we'll tell you how your video can be featured on a future show. But first, here is this week's top play. 5A state title game. Warsaw looking for a touchdown, but look at Decatur Central's Pharrell Carter. The incredible one-handed interception to end the game. Just look at that's ridiculous. Hawks win their first football state title. Our crews see a lot of great action, but we want to see your best plays every week too. Your video could be featured on a future edition of the Zone Extra as our play of the week. Here's what you need to do. Download the new All Indiana Sports app. Within the app, you can submit your plays, then tune in on Thursday night to see if your submission becomes our play of the week. In MyIndyTV 23 is your local home for high school sports. Coming up tomorrow night, a Class 4A basketball showdown in Carmel as head coach Ryan Osborne and his Greyhounds host Lawrence Central. You can see all the action live on MyIndyTV 23 tomorrow starting at 7:30. And it's a big night of high school hoops across Central Indiana. We have the basketball season premiere of The Zone coming up tomorrow night right here on Wish TV starting at 11:08 with scores and highlights from 10 great games. So here's a look at some of the games that we'll be covering tomorrow on The Zone. Fishers against Noblesville, Avon versus HSE, Westfield against Zionsville. Should be a good one. Brebeuf, Shortridge, and then Tech versus North Central. Ready for some basketball here across the state. That's going to do it for the Zone Extra. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in again next Thursday night for a brand new episode. And of course, download the All Indiana Sports app to scan that QR code. You will want that app as we get ready for the winter sports season. Stay with us. A lot more coverage coming your way tomorrow on The Zone. 11:08, the basketball premiere of The Zone here on Wish TV. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow for some basketball across the state of Indiana.